So, as you can see, I've got my corn starts from Lowe's. I had 2 of these 6-packs, and because there's multiple corn stalks in here, I am splitting them and putting them into separate cups between red Solo cups and some pots that I get as a 2-pack from the Dollar Tree. I've had these for a couple seasons, but I use them and reuse them. They're a great bargain from the Dollar Tree. So I'm using my worm castings. And just to note, I've been getting this brand from Costco right now. It's a great buy. It's like $12.99 a bag, and you get 10 pounds of it. And it is fabulous for the garden. And I have lots of earthworms going, and I'll just be getting more with these worm castings. So just right now, what I'm doing is taking my some soil that I have here from one of the back beds where I'm going to be doing squash this year, filling it with some worm castings, and then I've got my corn transplant here, or my corn start I should say, and just going to get this little guy situated in here. Add some more worm castings and some soil. Get them nice and situated and strong. And then my husband was nice enough to, fill up my water can here with some plant food, because these corn have been sitting out here waiting for transplant for quite a while, and we just had them outside hardening off, and they were getting very dry, very neglected. So I'm hoping to revive them and hoping that my method here will work. So I will follow up with a little garden tour before the rain hits tonight, which I'm hoping it will rain, and I'll show you how I'm prepping the garden. And you can see this is like 2 stalks in here, and all I'm doing is just basically tearing them apart. They're pretty resilient. And again, I'm just taking my red Solo cup, filling it with some dirt. Oops, I'm off camera there. Sorry about that, y'all. And some worm castings, and then popping that little buddy in there. And these are sweet cream corn, by the way. And we got these plants from Lowe's last year also, and they were delicious. This time we're going to be planting them in the ground, and hopefully they'll be a little more like juicy and not quite as dry. They were good last summer. We grew them in the octagon pot, which I'll do a little update and show you that pot again in case you're new to me. I mean that bed, excuse me, an octagon bed, and grew them in that bed. However, this year we're going to do it in the ground, and hopefully they will be able to grow to their more fuller potential and be plumper and juicier for us. And when my mother-in-law comes out this summer, and we have 4th of July barbecue, which is where we ate them last year, and for dinner we will have delicious corn. Sorry, all the dogs are going at it in the background. Cash is visiting with our neighbor Charlie. He's a little multi-poo, and he's a little spitfire. So they're having a good old time. I'll pan around, of course, show you some Cash. Who can't have a little Cash in their life? The little golden doodle brings me joy. I'll tell you that. I will tell you that. But I will turn this camera around and show you what's happening in the garden. So I'm gonna follow up by throwing some water on these. And it's got a couple pumps of liquid plant food in it. So should help revive these. And then I'm going to put them in our greenhouse, because they could use the water, but I don't want them to get just flooded because I just transplanted them. So I'm going to put them in our greenhouse during the rain. And we also have lots of marigolds going. I had bought several marigold plants, and then also added seeds to them from last year in the pots themselves, and several of them were already sprouting. So we'll go around and check the marigold progress. But anyway, you could see where I have things covered, and over here we have tons of sunflowers going under there, which I'm gonna have to transplant. Let me get a better shot of this. But tons of sunflowers going, everything from red velvet mammoth, like who knows. I dug into the bag and just started putting them down. And these are seeds from our sunflowers last year. These are not bagged seeds or new seeds that we bought. These were all seeds from last year. And I just started putting them in the bed, having no idea how many would actually germinate, because, you know, it's a hit or miss with some of these that were, you know, just from last year basically. So I didn't know what would germinate, but apparently a lot of them germinated. So gonna have lots to transplant around the garden. And then more sunflowers going in here. And right now this is the bed with the peas in it. Let me get around here. I am so sorry, y'all. I'm trying not to make you too dizzy. So let me come down underneath here, but you can see all the peas that are going. I've got snap peas, like sugar snap peas, and regular regular marble peas. Let me see what I got in here again. Yeah, I had some heirloom sugar snap, and I think more heirloom sugar snap. So anyway, lots of good peas are going to be happening for me, so really enjoy them. And then the cilantro, I can't believe it. I mean, we only had a few warm days, but it's already bolting here. So I'm gonna have to harvest this pretty soon. But I tell you, y'all, I so wish cilantro would grow in the summer when you want it with those, you know, tomatoes and salsa. So I'm gonna harvest as much as I can and freeze it. But I've got quite a bit going in here, and I've got some more going in another bed. Come around here, and I covered and protected the garlic. And I think I remember I told you all I have garlic, white soft neck. I have a red Chinook over there that's a hard neck. And then these ones with the really thick leaves right here are elephant garlic. So we'll see what happens, but very excited to one day post a reveal. And then also more marigolds. I have found that they're just a very inexpensive flower to plant when you're gardening on a budget. And then, oh, I got a few clips down here. And then I had so many marigolds that did so well last year, and they bring in the pollinators. And that new little one right there to the left is from seed that I just threw down in the pot. And there's several other pots that have a lot more of those going in there though. But very inexpensive flower to plant for pollinators, and a very inexpensive and budget-friendly plant to buy, a flower to buy. In here, I've got lots of lettuce going still. It's what did I plant? I've got a lot of cilantro. This is where like the rest of the cilantro is, and more sunflowers back in there to the left top, and then other heads of lettuce forming, and all of this beautiful lettuce forming, hopefully into just beautiful heads of lettuce. And I can't remember what variety I planted, y'all, but it's just like a green leaf lettuce. If I can follow up in the notes, I'll share what variety I was planting there. But again, those lettuce seeds are pretty much a variety from the Dollar Tree that I put in. So just to show you again that they are extremely viable plants. I mean, viable seeds that you buy from there, and I never have a problem with them germinating. This bed has got a few weeds in it, and it's gonna be pretty much dedicated to the butternut squash again, because it did really good back here in the back corner. So I've got starts already going in the garage from seed, so those will be going in there. Oh, maybe this is the lettuce that I had planted. Oh yeah, it's a Great Lakes. I'm gonna up pot that one just for a little while to see if I can get a good head out of that going before I put it in one of the beds. But yes, I've got this whole bed going here that will end up having some squash in it in the back, along with the butternut squash. And then I also just had thrown down some potatoes. So this is a potato plant going in there. So I'll plant around those. I don't know if anything else is taking. I won't know until I dig it out, but I'm just gonna try to plant around some areas where I don't have the tags. And then y'all, the green onion that I planted became ginormous, ginormous, and it has huge seed pods going, which I'm very excited about. And to be honest, I still come out here and I will cut and eat this onion. It's got a nice strong onion flavor. It's delicious. I used some from one of the other plants that I have going over in the beds or the pots in our morning room. Came out and cut those today for breakfast with a breakfast burrito that I made, and they were delicious. And they still have some of the plants, some of the stalks of the green onion still had some seed pods on them, but I just am using the ones that don't have the seed pods, and they are still delicious. So here's one of the magnolias again, where I put in my transplants that I bought from Lowe's, and then also I put down seed, which you can see right in there. So awesome, awesome, awesome possum. And please, no possums. So here is the octagon bed I was talking about. And I've got some sunflower going in here, some beet leaves that came up, and the chives. They are so beautiful. They actually look like the picture when you buy them with the pretty, beautiful little purple seed pods. And again, I'm just going to let them drop because this is now the chive bed. So I continue to use the ones that don't have a seed pod on top of them in salads and eggs and casseroles and anything else I can think of. I'll even throw some in some smoothies. I just want to use it all. So anyway, but they are just so pretty. They're so very pretty. They're just so sweet, so precious. So anyway, that is the chive bed, and it's gonna eventually extend because seeds are gonna drop and just continue to grow. And I think that they'll be even more hardy. It'll just be a great area to grow chives in. They have, like I said, I think I repeated myself in several other videos, but I thought these were goners in the winter, and then they came back. As it warmed up a little bit and we'd had less frost, they just came back and started growing again and stronger than ever. So I'm just so happy about those. It's been so fun to grow those. And there's some more green onion also. And like you said, y'all, I wouldn't stop eating these just because they go to seed. The ones that don't have a seed pod on them are just nice and strong onion flavor. They are just so delicious. And we've got a sunflower going in there. But this year, I'm probably going to plant a couple squash in here also that I have going. And I might even move some beans over here. I've got to be more organized, y'all. I can't be one of those YouTubers that's guiding you on how to organize the garden because I'm learning every year, and I needed to rotate this year of where I put stuff because we had a seriously bad squash bug season in an infestation last season. So I want to move those around. So this is where I had a lot of squash going in this whole bed, and I'm rethinking that. Of course, I'm going to still do the butternut squash back here because it's just a good spot for it. But I'm going to move the squash over here this year. That I do know. And I just want to plant so much and so many different things that I have to rethink where I want to put stuff. But there's certain things I'm going to, repeat. And this will probably be the cucumbers still because that's where I've grown them in the past, and they grow fabulous in here. And then when the garlic is done, I may even move more squash. I mean, we just can't have enough squash in the summer. So I'm just gonna see what more I can grow in there and try to move things around to avoid the squash bug infestation. And this bed right over here has typically been, this bed right in here has typically been the sweet potato bed. So those are going to go in there, and yay y'all, we finally got the slips. Lowe's got them in stock. So my husband bought some when I was on vacation visiting some family in Missouri, and those slips are going to go in here, and it's like it was like 6 slips for about $5, and it grows a lot of sweet potatoes, y'all. A lot of sweet potatoes. You remember my harvest from last year. I had so many throughout the fall season and late summer. So we're going to put the slips in here, and then I'll be growing additional sweet potatoes in some of the pots that I have going. And they have to go in a deeper bed than these are real shallow. They have a tendency to do really good in these. I think these are like almost like 2 feet deep. Not quite. I have to look up the measurement on those. But again, I love these. We get these from oh, it's on my notes where I got all our beds, but they look just as new as they did the first year we got them. So I'm gonna end up maybe just putting some sweet potato in a section of this bed where the garlic is once I pull it out. I don't know, y'all. Just need a deeper bed. So we'll see. I'll probably just end up maybe putting some more sweet potato in that one, in addition to some of the pots, because they did fabulous in those fabric pots. If you all have followed me for a while, and since last fall, you saw where I had planted sweet potatoes in those fabric pots, and they did great. I got like 2 other big harvests out of them. So yeah, maybe we'll just do that, because I could save the beds for some other things. So we'll come around here and yeah, check on my marigolds. That one's not looking too hot, not too hot, but they are very resilient. They just need some water and they'll revive. I'm still figuring out what's going to happen over here, because I tried to get spaghetti squash going in here last year. It did not do so great. And you know me, I've been trying to put pots like everywhere I can possibly think I'm going to grow. I'm going to try to grow something. If it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen, but at least I went down trying. Hi, Cash. Are you resting? Yeah, we went for several walks today already, and then he found his good spots under the trees. We'd go like maybe, you know, a block, and then he'd find a good tree to sit under. Aw, you were just a sweet baby. He's gonna be 2 years old in October. I can't even believe it. I can't imagine it. Oh, he's just a sweet baby. So I've got my new strawberry plant in here that I've got to put in. It's a one with the red flowers, or red pink flowers. So I got to put that in. And it is a, get you all the variety here. It's a Juneberry, or Neverberry, a sweet berry strawberry. And it is a, like, everberry type still, where it's going to bloom like twice a year. So I have, as you can see, lots of flowers coming in on the strawberry plants, and I have to keep them covered because the birds get them. I would love for them just to grow wildly and beautifully, but before I can even enjoy them, the birds get them. But you can see all the ones that are spreading, and oh y'all, that's exciting. Look at that, we got some green ones coming in there. Oh, yum yum. I'm gonna have to put something, a spinner up there, to keep the birds from getting them. And whoa y'all, whoa, look at that, look at all those coming in. Oh, that is awesome. Oh my gosh, oh my gosh. Oh yes, yes, I am so excited for the strawberries. And like I've shared in other videos, I want them to just keep growing as ground cover, and I hardly do anything to them. All I do is tear off some of the dead leaves in there, and I just let them do their thing. I'm sure they'd do a lot more if I were to do more with them, but of course I am going to give them some plant food this year. They haven't been fertilized since I even started growing them, so they probably need some of that. Got the lettuce going. Look at that, beautiful heads of lettuce going. Oh, just so awesome. I got to remember the varieties that I planted, but it may be that Great Lakes type again. And then got some romaine going down in there. Oh no, sorry y'all, that's spinach. Yeah, I have lots of little spinach that I started up again. You can see down in there. Sorry, I'm using my tripod to get a better view today, so hopefully this comes out for you all. You can see what's happening. That's the little knocking that you hear once in a while. So anyway, got some more chives going down in there, and green onion, kind of a mix. And there you can see the marigolds again, and all the little seeds that I just put down in there from the marigolds last year will eventually sprout. And so I was kind of like wanting to succession plant a little bit. So I have the the starts that I bought, and then I have the seeds that I added. And then this will get added too, of course, but you know, I just have some green onion and all of this, y'all, all of this just kept going from the winter. I haven't planted really anything new in here. I mean, I did throw down a little bit more seed, but everything really lasted like through the winter time and then came back, and I'm just so thrilled. And then this is a broccoli plant. I don't know if I'll ever get a head of broccoli out of this, but it is just gorgeous. And then I actually don't know what this is back here with this type of leaf. I'm gonna have to search that again and see what I planted. And I have this great app that I've been using, and I'll list that also, where you can just take your camera on there, and it's free, and you take your camera on the plant and it'll tell you what it is. So some more celery down in there that I just took from a cutting from the house. And again, y'all, gorgeous seed heads going for green onion. And that's actually the plant that I cut off of from this morning for breakfast. Just took some of these. They were strong, delicious, because I love me a good strong onion taste. And then, y'all, the mint. Oh my God, my mint is huge. And that survived the winter. Thought it was goner, came back like gangbusters. I'm just so loving it. We're gonna be having some mojitos and mint tea this season, y'all. So yummy. And just a little green onion going down there that I'll have to add to the pot. You know, I started a little hot mix microgreen here, so it needs some water. Hopefully we're gonna get that rain that they've talked about. There are some dark clouds in the sky. Cash is keeping watch on the weather. And then this, y'all, is just a mix of I don't know what, but it was just various flowers we planted between nasturtium, dahlia, and everything. But we're gonna see what's gonna happen this summer. It's gonna be a reveal for sure to see what starts blooming. I can't wait. And again, more of that green leaf or Great Lakes lettuce going. And the lemon balm was also a survivor from last year and survived through the winter and the snow we had, so that's pretty amazing. And these are the celery. Whoops. These are the celery that I'm going to throw in the ground in the pot over there. Oh no, sorry. One is celery and the other is lettuce. And then I've got some zinnias here, and those are the sweet potato starts. So we're gonna let those get some water tonight and get those going. And then I've got some beans going and more marigolds that need to get in the ground and sunflowers. And then over here on the table are my beans. These are the red burgundy bush beans that I've got to put in the greenhouse so they don't get destroyed, and get them planted out and get them hardened off early this week and then get them in the ground. But I'm just so fearful right now. I try not to be, I'm just so fearful of a frost coming, because our last frost is estimated to be April 23rd. So I'm very, very leery about putting anything in the ground right now, but things are needing to get in the ground. So, and then there's the herb bed. So I've got lots of oregano coming in, and more parsley and some dill. And then also, this is funny, you all, this is where I used that plant app that I told you about, which I'll link in my show notes because it's free and it's awesome. It's funny, when I put it on Cash, it'll say mammal. It just reads whatever is in front of the camera. It's so funny. So anyway, but I put this in the, I took a camera on this on the app, and it said it was a wild parsnip. That's so funny. I don't, so we're gonna see what's gonna happen there. But yep, I put in wild parsnip because that's what the app told me it was. And this is a sunflower going in here that's gonna have to get out of here because it's, I don't know if it's gonna make it. It's a pretty deep herb bed, and we got it from Sam's Club, but I don't know if a sunflower can survive in there. And then lastly but surely, y'all, and I'm going to shut down the video, and hope you enjoyed this garden tour. Hope you didn't make you too dizzy, but these are the Brandywine tomatoes that I have going. and I've got to get more varieties going. I'm so late in the game, and they obviously need more water, and I'm going to put them in the greenhouse so they don't get completely destroyed. And there you go. Well, actually, those are the Brandywines because they have a different kind of leaf. And then the variety I planted here, I've got to double check that. They might not all be Brandywines. I've got to double check what I put in. So, but I've got a couple more varieties I want to plant. And those are still going to go over here in the tomato cages and in some pots. And then I've got a lot of cleanup to do. As you can see, this area is a wreck. But this is where the corn's going to go in, where those, actually where the pots are where the corn's going to go in. And then I'll try and do a couple more tomato plants in front of them and in the tomato cages. So I found that even though this was the north side facing side of the house, that the tomatoes did really well still. So as you remember last year, if you've been following me, I had yellow pear tomatoes for days, and I still got to get another one of those plants going to get started. And I'm also going to just put down some seed also. And then also I want to I want to grow some Roma tomatoes, but I planted some seeds in the garage, and they're just in my garage grow station, and they just did not take. So I'm gonna have to start them again. I don't know what's up. Maybe I just got a bad old batch of seeds that's not germinating. So anyway, but there you go, y'all. That's the garden tour before the rain comes in, and I've got things that I've got to get in these pots. They're hanging fabric pots. So there you all go. Say bye, Cashy. Cash. He's just a sweet boy. He's not a trained garden dog. My husband and I have talked about maybe, possibly, I could put him on a leash in the garden and see if I could train him not to like attack everything. But though that's high hopes, y'all. High hopes. So anyway, I hope you have a wonderful evening and keep growing, and I'll keep you posted on what's next. Cash. Cashy. Bye, baby.